Hello everyone, this is another example for Microsoft Excel lesson 2 and 3. We're going to discuss about this extra file that was uploaded on your Blackboard, and this is entitled Flavor Inventory. So if you can open that one and follow along, that would be great. Um, Again, just a reminder that this is an extra file that was uploaded for you to practice, okay? There's a file that has a solution and then the other one is an empty worksheet. So first things first is, let's say for example, you work on, let's say on a retail, or you work in a company that you are in charge into the inventory system. Notice in here I have a couple of columns from quantity in stock to item number, which is column B. I have product name. I have multiple kind of type of spices in here. I have a column for retail price. I have a column for size, packaging, category, and stock level. So for this lesson or for this example, our objective is to be able to create formulas that uses if function. We will also practice a couple of built-in functions in Excel, such as your summation, your average, your median, your lowest, and your highest. I was able to demonstrate this in class before, but I think we only covered the top one and we did not finish for the stock level. So that's what we're going to do for this video. So keep in mind that the layout of your worksheet is very important, that you understood where are the necessary data that you're going to use for to be able to create a solution. All right. So let's say, for example, um, part of your responsibility is to be able to track how many you have in stock. Okay, so that's the column that is missing in here. There's a column H that gives you or determines the stock level. So I'm just going to give a random number in here, 125. If, let's say, for example, okay, based from the quantity that you have or the product that you are selling for this store, if your quantities that you have is 125 and up or higher, then you don't need to order for supplies. You don't need to order for that specific product. If your items or the product that you have in your store is below 125, then you need to call the supplier and you need to order for more. Okay, so again, let's use 125. Okay, 125 is a given number. It can be anything. And we're going to determine the stock level. Okay, if your stock level for that facility or that company is 125 or higher, you don't need to order for supplies. So let's say it will display okay. If that is below 125, then you need to call your supplier. So what we're going to use for this video is by the use of an if function, okay? So which is right here on H14. So an intersection of a column and a row is your cell, right? And you can actually see the cell address here on your name box. So just keep that in mind. If function is one of the most popular functions in Microsoft Excel, and this one will allow you to make logical comparisons between a value and what you expect. Okay, so if the if statement can have, if the again, so if an if statement um, would be able to produce a result, then you will be able to see if you need to order for more or you're good with that, right? Or you're totally okay with the number of items that you have in the store. Okay? So an if statement can have two results. The first result is if your comparison is true. The second, if your comparison is false. Okay? So syntax for that is take note of the word syntax. When you say syntax, it's like the grammar or the rule that you needed to follow to get an answer, right? Use an if function or one of the logical solution or logical functions to return one value if a condition is true and another value if it's false. So we're going to start with an equal sign. We're going to type if in here. If you can see that that is actually selected. If what? If A14, doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lowercase, but I just want consistency in my output. If A14 is what? So notice that that tooltip actually appears on your screen. You need to create a logical test, right? And then if the value, if true, that's going to be your first argument, then it will display whatever output that you would like. And then after this comma in here is if the value is false. So let's continue. If A14, which is your quantity in stock, is greater than or equal to 125, again, this is a given number, okay? What are we going to do? We're going to display, let's say, just okay. Okay? Now, if obviously it did not satisfy that logical test, it's going to display order more. Close parentheses. Okay? I'm going to press enter. And notice in here, automatically it gave me okay. I just did not type that okay, but take a look at your formula bar at the top, that your whole formula, let me double click this so it's bigger. There you go. So let me explain this again. Your if function is one of the most popular and useful functions in Excel, and it allows you to make logical comparisons between a value and what you expect. Okay? So it will produce you, or it will perform a logical test, and it will return one value if it's satisfied, which is your true result, and the other one for a false result. Okay? More than one condition can be tested by nesting your if function, actually. But for now, we're gonna just use a simple one. So notice that on A14, I have a 225 in here, right? So if A14, which is 225, is it greater than or equal to 125? Is it true or false? Obviously, that is a bigger number. So it will display okay. What happens in the order more, it's not going to perform that because you already satisfied the logical test. So I'm going to press OK for that. Now, another thing that you've learned from the previous video is by the use of a fill handle, right? Which will allow you to copy a formula. So take a look at my screen. I actually pointed at the bottom right, which is your fill handle. And all I need to do is to drag it all the way down. For the meantime, I'm just going to drag it until here on 25 so that we can kind of focus, the result. The first one is okay. The second one, why did we get an order more result? So what do we have in here? I have, instead of 228, how many quantity in stock do I have on A15? I have 110, right? So if I'm going to double click this, keep in mind, if you are going to use a fill handle, it's going to copy the formula. If there's a formula, then it will copy the formula for the next few cells. So if A15 is greater than or equal to 125, to convert that equation or that statement is if 110 is greater than or equal to 125, obviously it's not, then I am going to display the false. This is the false display, right? You can do anything in here. You can have any other display, right? Just, just something that will really satisfy the problem itself. So order more. Okay, I can actually edit that. I can just make it as order. Okay, enter. So look at that. I have that. I am going to copy this for the rest so that, oops, hold on. Oh, because my first one. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to double click the formula. I'm going to edit the first one. I'm just going to have order. So point and click here. Click and drag down all the way. You can go all the way at the bottom and you can see that it automatically um, updated my display. Okay, so that will allow you to produce for, I'm going to do the rest. Okay, I'm going to click here, go all the way down. This is until I think 68. All right, hold on for a second. I'm going to click that, drag it all the way down. There you go. Yeah, until this is A68. All right. So this allows you to what? To make things a lot faster and easier for you. So I do have a couple of items that really needs, restocking. Um, and you can notice that the display is order. All right. So another portion, I'm going to leave this one here because we've covered this one before already. I'm going to address this section, which is B10. Okay, I already put the formula. I didn't notice that I was able to type that one before, but let me just double click that so you can see what's going on. On B10, there is another function called Countif. So this is, I would say, like another type of an if condition, but it's a combination of asking a question, asking a logical test, and counting at the same time. Does that make sense? So if you see here, count if G14 colon G68. So what do you mean by that? When you say G14 to G68, what is G anyway? If you notice, I have here, that's my favorite part of Excel. It's color coded in such a way that when you select the range of cells, G14 until G68, which is the column for category, it actually had this you have this blue color automatically, like group, as a group, right? So this one here, it's a column. This will pertain to what? Group of the cells that you would like to analyze, or you would like to count how many from this category, okay, that starts with G14 all the way down. When you scroll, is G68. I would like to count how many would be under the category of seasoning. That's smart, right? So I'm not going to count one by one. If I only have like 10 items, you can. But hey, you have a lot in here. From G14 to G68, I'm going to press enter for that. So I have about 20 items under the category of what? Seasoning. So um, let us actually play around with this. I'm going to double click this. I am going to actually change seasoning. I'm just curious, how many do I have under the category of rub? There you go. So this one is like an exact match. So that means I would like to find out from G14 to G68. I'm going to count under the rub category, how many do I have? That's why it's called count if. Press enter. Oh, I only have 4. That's easy. Let's try to check in here. I have 1 here right away. Yeah, that's what? Galena Street Rub. I hope I'm saying that right. I have 1. I have 2 here, which is Jamaican Jerk. I have, what else? 3, which is the beef, bicentennial beef. And I have, there should be 4. There you go. Oh, did I not see the other one? Hold on, let's see. There's a rub, rub, rub. Where's the other rub? Did I skip that? There you go, Jamaican. Let's just try to see. Oh, I actually missed that. Look at that. Butcher's pepper. See? I mean, I only counted four. I only have four, should I say, but I missed the third one. Didn't see that right away. And if you have more than 10, that would be a challenge to count, right? So play around with it. I just remove or change instead of seasoning. I counted rub, and you can play around with this solution. You can actually put spice in here and find out how many items do you have on that category, right? So that is a very good example when it comes to Countif, right? Um, hold on. I think there's one more all the way at the bottom, just to, all right, wrap up this video. I don't want to make too long video because I know everybody's time is valuable, and if we can discuss it like straight to the point, the better. Another thing that is another function, should I say, that is present on the solution is the now function. It can be anywhere here. Okay, I can type equal sign now, open and close parentheses, press enter. There you go. That function will show you the system date. So today is 3/21/2020, 3/22, and that may vary, um, of course, on the date that you actually tried this worksheet. I'm going to end my video. I am going to see you on the next one. Have a wonderful week ahead, and stay safe and healthy. Bye.